This Force 13's regional AU channel with the latest on the developing weather scene for Monday the 31st of October. Bureau of Meteorology continues to update various warning pages, and we start off with South Australia's severe weather warning for damaging winds for the West Coast, the Flinders, the lower Air Peninsula, Eastern Air Peninsula, the mid-north, the northwest pastoral, and including the northeast pastoral districts. Damaging winds likely over western and central parts of the state. Damaging west to southwesterly winds averaging 50 to 65 kilometres an hour, peak gusts in excess of 90 kilometres an hour forecast for today, contracting to coastal parts of the west over the west coast. Apology for that. Overnight, easing below warning threshold early Tuesday morning. Coastal locations, elevated areas most likely to experience these wind speeds. In other parts, these winds are most likely to be associated with showers or thunderstorms. Whyalla, Ceduna, Port Augusta, Port Pirie, the Roxby Downs and Lee Creek currently under the warning. Now we go to the east, and the Bureau has a similar warning for the east of Gippsland, the northeast, the west and the south of Gippsland forecast districts. Damaging wind gusts about the eastern parts until this evening. Damaging northwesterly winds averaging 50 to 65 kilometres an hour with peak gusts of 90 to 100 kilometres an hour forecast in the warning area. Gusts are likely to reach 100 to 110 kilometres an hour over the Alpine region. Elevated areas particularly vulnerable to these winds. Severe thunderstorms also possible in the northeast of the state later today and may further enhance the risk of severe wind gusts. The Bureau will issue an additional warning if needed. Saturated soils also bring an increased risk of gusty winds, toppling trees and power lines. However, winds are expected to ease below the warning criteria by the evening. Dargo, Benang, Falls Creek, Mount Hotham, Mount Buddha and Omeo. Severe weather no longer occurring in the central southwest, north central, Wimmera forecast districts. Recorded severe wind gusts 128 at Faulkner Beacon, 109 Ben Nevis, 106 at Mount Hotham, Mount Buddha, and 96 kilometres an hour at Mount Wingham. The Bureau has a similar warning for much of Tasmania, excluding the King Island. Damaging northwesterly winds 50 to 65 kilometres an hour, peak gusts of 90 to 100 kilometres an hour likely, with gusts to around 110 kilometres an hour, possibly about the higher ground and in the southeast. Locations which may be affected: Launceston, St Helens, Swansea, Norfolk, Hobart and Dover. In the past 6 hours, the strongest wind gusts reported were 107 at Mount Reid and Canali Mount Wellington 106, Tasman Island 95, Rocky Point 94, Cape Grim 91, including Cape Sorwell. And New South Wales doesn't escape the warning for damaging winds. It's for the Hunter, Illawarra, Central Tablelands, the Snowy Mountains, the Mid-North Coast, Metropolitan, the South Coast, Southern Tablelands, Northwest Slopes and Plains, along with the Southwest Slopes, the ACT, the Northern Tablelands forecast districts. A vigorous cold front will move eastward across New South Wales today. Northwesterly winds will strengthen ahead of the front from early today and persist through the day. Conditions expected to ease during Tuesday as the cold front moves away into the Tasman Sea. Strong and damaging northwesterly winds, 50 to 65 kilometres an hour, with peak gusts in excess of 90 kilometres an hour, will persist today through the Snowy Mountains, the Southern Tablelands, Illawarra, Central Tablelands, the Hunter and the Mid-North Coast. Damaging winds averaging 80 to 90 kilometres an hour, with peak gusts in excess of 125 kilometres an hour for the alpine areas above the 1900 metre mark. And locations: Scone, Penrith, Bowra, Braidwood, Wollongong, Mudgee, Katoomba, Cooma, Bombala and Quirindi. Severe weather warning has been cancelled for the central west slopes and plains. And here in Queensland, we don't escape a developing system. The Bureau has issued a initial flood watch for the southern inland Queensland. A trough will move east across the state during today and Tuesday, accompanied by a broad upper level trough. The trough will produce showers, thunderstorms, possibly severe, along with heavy rainfall. They're expected to develop across the central and southern inland Queensland this afternoon into the evening, persisting overnight in parts of the south eastern inland Queensland. The showers and thunderstorms will move generally east, contracting into coastal areas tomorrow, Tuesday. And as we know, catchments across southern inland Queensland remain wet. Flood warnings remain current. Elevated river level rises. Renewed minor flooding likely across the flood watch area. Moderate to major flooding possible. Flash flooding also a risk in locations. The Dawson, Don Rivers, the Lower Brisbane River, Condamine, McIntyre Rivers, Weir River, Mooney, Ballon Rivers, Wallam, Mungala Creeks and the Warrego River. So once again, the Lower Brisbane River, that's for the Wall Creek area. So the Lower Brisbane River again under a flood watch, and that warning is for 24 hours. And low pressure system to the southwest of Tasmania will move slowly away to the southeast during the remainder of the day, damaging northwesterly winds preceding a cold front sweeping the state from the northwest to the southeast. And some updated information. A huge pool of cold Antarctic air is being hurled northwards by a deep low pressure system near Tasmania, and it's going to impact much of the southeastern Australia, and it could feel as cold as the bitterest day in July. Strong cold fronts are not unknown outside of winter in the southern states, but this one is really remarkable for both its strength, its duration, with chilly weather likely to set in for at least a couple of days. Central pressure of the low down around 962. Temperatures could be as low as 10 to 15 degrees below normal. And this is storm probabilities from 10 a.m. through to 10 a.m. on Wednesday. You can clearly see where the activity is going to be. And tomorrow, November the 1st, kicks off the 22-23 Tropical Cyclone season for the Southern Hemisphere. In addition to it being very cold and very windy, there will also be widespread rainfall for anywhere on the southeast mainland. So Melbourne will cop the full force of the system, while Sydney will be insulated from the worst of the cold and wet, although it should get some pretty strong winds. Snow is even forecast for the New South Wales regional city of Orange Wednesday morning. This is seriously low. Central pressure 973 hectopascals, and a hectopascal is a measure of air pressure, and it's predicted to drop to 962 tonight. So all in all, this is a remarkable cold system for November, but it is also a potentially very dangerous weather event. Now on the screen is a look at the pivotal weather GFS model. It's precipitation, and this is one of my favourite graphics. The scale is at the bottom of the screen, and what catches my eye is the yellow and black. And as I mentioned earlier in this video update, flood watch has been issued by the Bureau of Meteorology for, again, Queensland's southern interior and the section of the Brisbane River. And repeating, severe weather warning for damaging winds currently in place for a large slice of Tasmania. The Bureau's 12-hourly rainfall scale. Damaging northwesterly winds across Tasmania today. Warning areas: St Helens, Swansea, New Norfolk, Hobart and Dover. Severe weather warning has been cancelled for the King Island and the Northwest Coast districts. And if you've got any outside or outdoors loose objects, secure, because the wind is going to be nasty. Looking at the 850 millibars wind. The Bureau's 24-hour rainfall outlook for days 1 to 8. We will continue to bring the latest information. We're going to kickstart our coverage with this extended video update. The rainfall scale, right hand side of the screen. Storms are possible over the next 2.5 days. And look at that area in green. And the Fiji Meteorological Office has put out their Tropical Cyclone 22-23 outlook, and here it is on the screen. 1 to 3 severe cyclones for the western region, to the east 1 to 2. So this is the 22-23 season, and 3 to 6 for the western region, 2 to 4 for the eastern region.